freaking Matt.
That's one thing about using my phone. I'm not as popular as you are.
Mr. Kid. Mr. Kid. Mr. Kid. Why do I feel like it's so dire? I'm so done with the lighting in here, dude. Charging some Euro trucks. How are these damn things I got in my pocket? Oh, just one. Just one. One. Yep, definitely gonna need my glasses. I'm gonna need that little razor blade right there. A little X-Acto. Thanks, sir. Let a couple more people get on here. I don't know how many people are on right now because I don't have a phone to look at, but I hope everybody's having a good evening.
You ever lag behind on my phone?
Yeah. It happens. But I hope everybody's having a good evening. Hear all the sound it picks up? Yeah.
It's not even that loud in here.
Why can't I see any comments on yours? See if you can get the comments to pop up. Or the... Riddle me that, Rich! I'm just going to have to put my glasses on because I'm just blind as a bat. Okay, well, I'm going to start anyway.
Start anyway. You got like 8 people in here.
What's that?
There's 8 people watching.
Yeah, they usually come in a couple minutes in. Welcome, everybody, to episode 11. I am your host, as always, Daniel Judd, and I have my compadre here, my amigo, Rich Levac. And I want to cover a couple of things tonight. I thought I'd have some new product. Looks like it's going to get to me on Monday. So we'll have some new R1 products to show you. I know they're jumbling stuff around over there, and they're really doing some cool stuff, is all I can say. So I want to give a huge shout out to Paul Peterson at Shark RC Bodies, my buddy. Just got off the phone with him a little while ago. Talked to him every day, and he's been playing catch up, and he's starting to get right there where he's caught up, and things are starting to flow and move out the door. But yeah, we got some stuff coming up. That's going to be awesome with Shark. I believe Shark. I believe Paul is going to be on site out at the chip race out in Oklahoma. I thought I had planned on going. And I really want to go, but I just happen to be going to be moving right then. So escrow will be closed. I'll have to get out of here and get into the new house. So lots of things happen, lots of changes. But I just want to give a huge shout out to Paul. We all love you, Paul. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep working hard. We really appreciate everything you do for the sport. My next shout out is to Steve Villanueva. Steve contacted me. I guess I've been told I can officially say this. Steve contacted me Monday and probably gave me the best news of my racing career in 30-something years, and said, how would you like to be on board as a 100% factory driver for R1? And I said, you know what, that would be awesome. So as far as I know, I think I am got the first spot in the country of being a full R1 guy. So there's a lot of cool stuff R1's getting ready to do. It's probably one of the best sponsorship moves I could have ever made. Whether you like them, you don't like them, for me, it's R1 for my money. It's just the best stuff. And lots of cool stuff to come. That's all I'm going to say. So I want to give a huge shout out to another friend of mine, Steve Villanueva. Runs a great company. Very, very smart man. He's just got a great company. I'm really proud to be part of it. Jake Rosen at Jake's Performance Hobbies in Roanoke Park. Always shop local, everybody. And if you can't shop local and you want to support a small shop, call Jake at 707-586-3375. Roanoke Park, California. He ships to, I believe, the lower 48. So, Jake and the guys are always there. Jake's been open since the 80s. It's probably one of the oldest hobby shops I know of. A lot of the older hobby shops that hung around throughout the years, like the Pit and stuff like that down in LA, and just stuff that's been around forever. We had St. Julie's and Dollhouse's Trains and More's gone, and Jake's just been doing really well, and there's a reason for it. It's because he's the best in the business, I believe. So I want to give a huge shout out to Mark and Bob Vine as always. Guys, they're doing stuff. They're doing this stuff as fast as they can, and all the products are well worth the wait. I finally myself got a hold of I don't even have it yet in the mail, but I caught one of the brass bulkheads. So I believe it's a very important part to have in the car. It's a really good tuning tool that they offer, and it's just awesome that these guys are willing to, on top of their other stuff they got going on in their lives, keep cranking this stuff out for everybody, because it's just really good stuff. So I want to give a shout out to Dave Enstrom and Chris Vieira of DE Racing Tires. It's all I got. It's kind of what we might go over here a little bit tonight. We got some skinnies here. I'm going to show you how to put those together. But I again, just like with Shark, I'm right where I want to be with my sponsorships. I got some stuff that. Steve is just an amazing electronics company backing me, and I got the Shark Bodies thing with Paul, and I love my Shark Bodies. And anybody who knows me knows I love my Sharks. So, and then to be a part of DE and what DE is doing, it's just great stuff. I really like to run their stuff. Again, if you run other stuff,
so if you cap it, it'll come up.
Oh, cool. Best news, yeah. That's another thing. I've been, I every now and then, every couple of weeks, I'll reach out as a team manager to my Shark team, and I say, hey, if you guys need anything, everything all right, and everybody just give it hearts and likes. So again, guys, if any of my Shark team is watching, and you guys need any help with anything, let me know. We're going racing. What's up, Jordan? Paul says hi.
Hi, Paul.
We're going racing tomorrow up with the Lake County guys. I got to go up and visit these guys. It's been too long.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them since Race Wars.
That's probably the last time.
Yeah.
For you. Yeah.
Well, because Frank and all them were there at Race Wars, right?
I don't think they were at Race Wars. They might not have been there.
Okay.
I was on my own program that day, so.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta. I want to give a huge shout out to Bill Shaw and the Wrecking Crew down in Arizona with Desert Hobbies. Guys, get over to their YouTube page. Go to mine, Funky Monkey Judd. Like and subscribe it. This is where all these videos go. Go over to Desert Hobbies. It is just go to YouTube and type in Desert Hobbies, and it will come up. Go like and subscribe. We're trying to work together to build this thing higher and higher and higher. Bill has got a revolutionary website, guys, coming. I don't remember. I caught bits and pieces at the end of his long show the other night, and I don't know if he relinquished that, so I'm not going to say what the website's about, but it's just really, really cool. It's something the RC world needs. It's going to be a hub for every outlet, so whether it's planes or boats or race cars or drag cars or off-road or whatever, this is going to be good for everybody. So Bill, I love Bill because he's thinking outside the box. He's a hustler. He's a mover. He's trying to, okay, we made it this good, and it's better than anybody's, but now how do we go one step further past that? And I like that. That's how Mark Vine thinks. That's how Steve Villanueva thinks. That's how Paul Peterson thinks. That's what we're trying to do, is constantly innovate, and I'm trying to bring you guys that here on the show. Unfortunately, with this COVID stuff, you know, one company's like, yeah, we're waiting for these, and the other company's like, you know what, you can't believe what I ran out of. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's just hitting everybody. So again, I think what happened is all the stuff we've bought throughout the pandemic was stuff that was made before or just after the pandemic. And we've gotten to the point where we caught that bubble where everybody else ran out of stuff, and everybody, you know, maybe their business closed for 2 months or whatever, you know, when everybody was freaked out, and we're just catching up with that void is just catching up with us now. So go over to I know Bill Shaw at Desert Hobbies is doing some big giveaways right now. They're doing a DR10. Excuse me, ginger ale gets me. They're doing a DR10 giveaway. They're doing a F450, a Sen 450 giveaway. They're doing the bullet build giveaway. So go over and check out their videos and watch the videos that give you the instructions on what to do to enter. It's really, really easy. But you got to go over and you got to like and subscribe. That's, you know, I say this every week. You guys give us that, we give you the shows. I think you guys are getting a pretty good side of the deal sometimes. So especially when we get new products that no one's seen, or we take something apart for the guys that need to see that. I think it's really informative shows. So that's what I'm trying to. I'm trying to not only do the tech shows, but I'm also trying to stay up with what's current and what's the next stuff. And I happen to be with a couple companies right now that just, it's going to be a wild summer. That's all I'm going to say. So go over to Desert Hobbies, give them a like and subscribe. Go check out Billy Shaw and the boys at Desert Hobbies on Facebook. And please go and like and subscribe Funky Monkey Judd, guys. We got almost 1,800 people on our page, and we got 300 subscribers. So we need to get more people over to the YouTube somehow. Anyway, again, this is one of those things where, like, somebody did something like this for me, and there's some other guy that did a little thing for me, and I want to get on that guy. But if I do everybody, then I'd be here just, you know, saying names all night. So, without further ado, and I'm sitting here with my glasses on, getting dizzy. Without further ado, let's get into. I want to have a little conversation with you, Rich. It's something that's being talked about out there, and for those. Because there isn't an official title for it yet, which I'm about to give it. Some guys are like, "Oh, wait, how does that work?" Or well, I kind of heard somebody talking about something like that. What's it called? What we're talking about, we're talking about voltage stacking. Rich, do you know what voltage stacking is?
When you're throwing something that looks like a cat pack that retains power.
Okay.
And when you plug in, you have double the voltage.
Okay. So what Rich is trying to say is that you've taken. She's just gonna keep saying it. Evidently, the battery is fully charged. Okay, so this is when you have a cat pack, an aftermarket cat pack. It's really big. Okay, and I guess you could do this too with a small one. I mean, a capacitor pack, a capacitor bank of any kind, small, big, medium, large. Let's say this is your cat pack, and I've just added a cat pack. Doesn't matter what brand, and what voltage stacking is when I take, this is my race battery, right? And it's sitting here on the charger, okay? It's charging. Well, right before the race, I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug this into the speed control and turn it on. And what's that going to do? That's going to charge this guy, and it's going to retain that. The bigger the capacitor pack, the different kind of farads the capacitor pack has, depends all on how long it's going to last, how much voltage it takes. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug that, and I'm going to go. I'm going to go up to tech after putting this battery in my car, but not plugging it in. And this battery is only charged to 844, so it passes tech. But then when I plug it in, let's say this thing's got 2 volts in it. Well, now instead of 844, now I got 944 or 1044. So it is a way to, and I thought about this with the bigger cat packs a long time ago. And I was like, yeah, you're voltage stacking. And it is illegal. It is a cheat. And I personally, for me, if I was at a race and they caught somebody doing that and I was even no part of it, I'd just be like, dude, that's like not a way to win. You know what I'm saying? And I'll reiterate this, everybody wants to be fast, but if and I'm not saying anybody's done it or anything like that I know of recently. I'm just saying this is what we're talking about is voltage stacking. This is why at like even King of the Streets, why they were checking the the battery on its own, and then they would check the speed control leads, because the speed control leads go through the cat pack, and if there was any voltage in there, you could possibly get disqualified that way. So, if there ever was anybody that ever thought, hey, I wonder if anybody knows what that is. Yeah, we know what it is. It's called voltage stacking, and if you're at a legitimate race of any kind, you'll get caught doing it. And all I have to say before I close that out is, Rich, if I had to cheat to beat you, did I?
Right? No, because I just didn't cheat enough.
Or that, yeah. There's always that. So that's what voltage stacking is. That's why, I don't know if maybe you're a new guy and you're going to a big race and you're like, well, he checked my battery. Why is he checking my speed control? That's what it is. They're trying to eliminate people doing voltage stacking. So for those who didn't know, maybe all of you knew, and it's like, okay, yeah, we get it, Dan, shut up. So I'll move on. But I just wanted to go over that. So, are you doing jumping jacks?
Calisthenics, my friend.
You
got rid of the couch.
So, somebody asked me, can you show us how to put the accelerators together? And these are DE front drag racing wheels. They're very thin. They're very light. I like to use them on cars I'm trying to get a push out of, like my mid-motor, my Corleone, because that's where the mid-motor's got. When you got all that weight going forward under deceleration especially, you have so much weight on the front end all of a sudden with that transition back to the front end that the car becomes very darty. I could not run my mid-motor car with wide tires at all. So when you see like people like Mark Vine and this guy and this, that, and they're cutting tires down to make them thinner and smaller, that's what they're trying to do. A regular size Hoosier front drag tire or something like that is way too much traction in the front, and it'll make the car really darty, and you just give it a little flick to correct it, and it goes whoom, and it goes way hard. So we're taking steering out of the vehicle. But I've seen a lot of guys using these on just about anything. I'm proud to be with the company that makes these, because I think they're great. I'd like to see them make wheel covers for them, which I know they're maybe probably trying to work on. I want to show you guys how to put one of these together. Now again, just with anything else on my show, or our show, I should say, there might be a different way you do this. there might be a different way that you do this. There might be maybe you got a better way, but this is how I do it. So this is one that's completely put together, and it looks like it's slightly tapered up in the back, and it is because I haven't banded this side back down. And what I mean by that is, if you look at, and I got one here. So here's how the rim comes, okay? And the inside, if you take one of the tires and you go to the back side, okay, and you peel it back, can you see that I want to say 3/16 line right there that pops out, that shoulder, okay? What that needs to do is sit in the shoulder. You see the line in the middle? Well, from the line over to the back is its shoulder. So the way you do that is the foam needs to go on the front shoulder of the wheel. And I have one just like this. So I've tried them all different ways, and when you put them in the middle, it flares the tire out really hard like a cone. And you obviously can't put it on the back because it's still coned. So what I do is I put it all the way to one side, so that not only can my tire wrap over it when I band and be nice and perfectly rounded, but also it also gives a way for that that inner channel right there. Well, this isn't a channel. This is a protrusion. This 3/16 inch protrusion that's on the tire here to sit in this groove. So that's pretty much, that's what I have on this one. The foam is on the outside of the wheel, and then the tire will go up and over and wrap down and lock into the rim with that protrusion that's in the tire. So there's something really sticky, and it's getting all over my brand new shirt. I want to give a big shout out, if he sees it, if he's watching this, to Matt Kid Racing. Him and his son have been, they started a race team. He's running these little sprint cars, and they're pretty awesome. The kid's doing really good. I'm really, really proud of Braden. What we're going to do is, this thing, there's always going to be about an inch and a half left when you're done doing two wheels, okay? Let's see, this one hasn't been done, this one's been done, this hasn't, this has, okay. So, again, we're going to go to the front side of the wheel. So this is the front side, and we're going to go to the that side's of the spine right here. So what I'm going to do Just put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. As I'm going to unpeel this and kind of let this just sit there like that. And then I'm going to put this, I don't know if you can get in here better. Now one side of the foam kind of sits up on the middle spine there, that little mohawk. But what I'm looking for is to get the foam flat on the front side of the wheel, okay? And I give it the same even pressure. Now, this material here, if you pull this, the thing will get thinner. It won't be as thick, and it won't be as wide because you're stretching it out. So always, as you're going around the wheel, if you put any pressure on it, make sure you keep the same amount of pressure. And then I peel a little bit more, and I'm kind of using my thumb as a guide here and kind of holding that foam perfect as I put it down. That feels pretty good. I have just nothing for light over here. I hate this place. We're going to have a new studio soon, guys. And then when I get to the end, what I'm going to do, I need something hard. Where's that blue? Here we go. This is an old brake hat from a real race car. I use it as a car stand. It works good. It's heavy. I can't really see. That's what I need right here. I got it. Okay, what I'm going to do is, you see where the other one ends? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to very lightly put it over the top. And I'm going to cut straight down. Pull that foam off. Now, if you have a little bit of a gap, that's okay. Or if you make a mistake, if you're really careful, this stuff actually, you can peel it all the way back off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little stretch now so that that gap goes away. See, the gap went away a little bit. So what have I done? I've gone to the front side of the wheel, center spine, that center spine that's right there, okay? And I've gone all the way around using even pressure, keeping it flat against the front of the wheel. And then I have made my cut, my ending point cut, and it was a little short. As you can see, that one didn't turn out perfect. So I unpeeled it about 1.5 inches, and I relayed it down while stretching it, and a little bit ended up closing the gap. So once you do that, I just kind of stretch it on there. And I kind of roll it to the back, and it just fit perfect. And then I'm going to come back to the front, and I'm going to work my bead in. You know what I need, Rich?
What's that?
Now these are little front wheels, and front wheels in a drag car are pretty much just along for the ride. So I don't glue. Everybody knows my wheels. Hand me a rear wheel that's right there. One of the new DEs. Yeah. As you can see, if you watch my old videos, or the last video, was the last video we know it was the car, but the one before that was DE night, right? Where we did the rear DEs. If you look at the rim, has been scuffed, and the tire's been cleaned, and I don't peel and glue. I just lay a huge bead, and it all evens out and looks, except for that little bit of glue I got on the tire. But for the most part, you know, there's a lot of glue there. I don't want to break a bead in a race. This isn't the same. This is just a front tire. There's no actual force of the rim between the rim and the tire. As fast as the tire is going to spin is as fast as everything else is going to spin. So it doesn't have the torques on it that a rear wheel does. So I need up there, see where the glues are? There's a little tiny tip. Grab me one of the little tips.
The tip?
To the left of the blue bottle. Yep, right there. Yep, one of those. And then the orange bottle up there, that Jake's glue. So, I don't use these for rear tires. I use just the actual, the glue itself, just the bottle. And I use that just around like that. But on the front tires here, you don't have to put that kind of glue. Available at Jake's Performance Hobbies. Good glue. I'm sure they sell it other places too. I get mine at Jake's. I think this is Jake's. It should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is Jake's. This is Jake's. So I use this guy that comes with the glue. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put that guy in there like this. And I'm just going to go boop, and I'm going to stop. And I'm going to run back in about a 1/4 inch back into my glue and then drag through it and go boop, stop. And then come back around and then overlap the end of it, boom, stop. And then I kind of do this a little bit and kind of let it settle, and then I just set it aside and let it dry. You walk away from it for an hour. Then when you come back and you got however many tires you're doing, then you can flip them and do the other sides. And this one's a little bit trickier because you're up on the top of this wall here. But you just go really, really, really light. Actually, now the glue's coming out. There's not a lot of glue on this.
And try to do it on a surface you don't care if you get glue on, because it.
Oh, dude,
It'll mess it up.
this is not that surface. Okay, there's a wheel. I didn't think there was any glue in this bottle. That's why I had you grab it. So, let's see. For these tires in the front, I recommend the clays. Clay. Some of the other stuff, out here. And then again, we live out here in Cali, and even when it's cold here, it's anywhere from 45 to 65 degrees. So a clay works good for us. Because once you get up to 70, 75, 80 degrees, you want a clay. You want that thicker tire anyway. So we just I use a clay for everything.
Yep.
Now, if you're over in wherever, the Midwest or whatever, or and it snows there, it's cold, but you found a parking lot to run, you might want to run some of the softer compounds because it's going to bite the tire's already going to be. It'd be like freezing the tire. You take it out, it would be hard, and as it got warmer, it would get softer and softer. So, if you're in a cold, if you're in 30 and below, 35 and below, I'd have maybe even, 35 and below, I'd have some softer compounds on. If it's really cold out there still where you live, then softer compounds. But for the most part, I just use the clays. It tends to be always right on the money. I'm going to roll this guy over. And I'm going to come back to the front. And look at that. That DE tire just snapped right into place all on its own. Nice. That's going to be a nice tire when it's done. So, do you need to balance these? Can you? Yeah, it never hurts. But these tires and wheels by DE, for the most part, they're pretty dang true. No, I don't want to do that yet. Yeah, screw that. I don't balance these front wheels. If I used a big regular wheel, like a Hoosier or something for my rear motor cars.
I was just saying to show how true they come just like that.
Yeah, we can do that. Either that or you're putting me on the spot. You're just throwing me under the bus. It's all wrong.
I can't find the other piece for this. So.
The other piece of what?
I got it.
Okay.
I was giving you it out.
Oh, damn it! I missed it. They're like, well, we want to see it now.
It's too bad. Now we're showing it. Let me have that wheel.
What's that?
Let me have that wheel. You haven't put that much glue on it, though, huh?
This is no glue.
No glue.
That one's the one that's gluing. I did a shoddy ass job gluing it. I need to slow down a little bit. Well, when you got 16 tires to go and you're already 2 hours into prepping, and then you're finally ready to glue, and you go, you're like, I just want to get it done. Put my respirator on. Put my old man glasses so I can see. So what's up, Eli? Eli's in the house. Scott, Biggie Paul, Mr. Paul. Scott, Chris Padilla, Brandon Small. I think I'll see Brandon tomorrow.
Brandon, yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Brandon.
If he's going to be there.
Casey, Mr. Casey. Let's look at Casey's car. So, what did we do last week? for 3 hours.
Put it together, basically the basic put together.
We'll get to that in a second. Yeah. So, yeah, this one's okay. Maybe this one will get balanced.
Well, I mean, you got to remember you haven't glued it, so you haven't really trued it.
Yeah.
Yet, as far as the balance of the tire onto the wheel, so it's going to look wiggly right now. But once you lay it in there, the glue is the final thing, depending on how much glue.
Yeah, it's the back not being held down in a uniform and being glued in place. You know, you're seeing kind of like the bottom of a dress ruffle, you know, or a curtain ruffle.
Why it's got to be a dress?
You know. Yeah. So I mean, you can balance these. It's not a bad idea. I think I could have blocks of cheese in the front of Corleone. It would just go forward. So. That's, does anybody else got any questions about before we move on? Let's see here. Dan Matthews is in the house. Michael Robertson from the 845. Any other questions, guys, about these DE accelerators? They're light. Both of these probably weigh as much as one regular drag wheel. So they're very, very light, which lately, with all the power we're putting down, doesn't seem to be a good thing. We're stacking power in the front of the cars. So, yeah, I guess we'll move on. So, well, I knew that was going to happen. Last week, what did we do, Rich? Did we put a car together?
We sure did.
We put a car together for a gentleman named Casey down in Florida.
Didn't realize, but yeah, I think it was a 3-hour show.
And this is that car. So all fully loaded and stuff. It'll sit down like this. It is a Mona Lisa version of the rear motor cars I used to run, and I still run. This one actually is going to go full Jake's Performance Hobbies here soon. It's just a rear motor slash based car. It's waiting for its R1 gear right now, so it's out of commission. Oh my god, we get it, the battery's charged. Are we through that? I feel like we're through that.
Yeah, we're all done.
So anyway, Casey wanted just a no mess around rear motor low traction car. Cars that are designed to run on surfaces that have low traction, and you really need the car to bite hard. And this is his car. So we got the tuned Ultra Shocks on it by me. We got it's a full RPM car. It's a full stainless screw car. Right down to the nuts on it are all anodized blue. The theme was blue. It's a Proline transmission car. This is what this gentleman will get. It's a beautiful, beautiful car. I don't talk pricing and stuff because we can do a cheap build that's just to go out, or we can build you something that's been run and data logged and got a tune in it and everything. So the spectrum is very, very broad. But if you're somebody who's getting into this and you want more of a heavier hitting car than just putting some drag tires in the back of a Slash, reach out to me. This is a top shelf build by all means. All the hardware, every piece, every nut, every bolt, all supplied by Jake's Performance Hobbies, which is my local hobby shop. We got his 12-inch bars giving you your 15-inch max from center line of axle to center line of axle. And it's just, she's going to be a bad mamma jamma. I know this gentleman here is going all R1, and I'm going to throw some tune in this thing and help him gear it and stuff once he gets it and gets it all together. And she's going to be a bad bee. Yeah, so it's hard for me because each one is like one of my babies. I built one of these. The guy. We negotiate our price. He tells me exactly what he wants. He pays me. I build the car. I ship it to him. But right before when we're at this stage, I'm like, bye. Because it's a nice car. It really is. This is a nicer car than my backup car right now. This has already got the JPH chassis on it, and it's a really nice car. So this gentleman here is going to have just a blast playing with this thing, and hopefully he can hurt some feelings in his local town,
Definitely.
wherever he's at in Florida. So, I do sell the shocks I used to do them for $80, ready to rock, just ready to install, plus $5 shipping if somebody wants a set of them. They are just the Ultra Shocks. They're plastic shocks, but I polish the insides out of them. They got my fluids in them. And, the spring rates and everything is just kind of the end result of what I've, been playing with these things for years and years and years. So that's why we've gone with the, we got the red springs in the front. I'd like to put blues on it, but the blues just aren't for this car. So, yeah, there's, most things you can color. As you can see, there's a lot of blue. I mean, right down, this guy's got even blue wheel hexes. I mean, this thing is just trick. So, it's, we got our shorter arms, or shorter rod end lengths on the back. We put black RPMs on it, which is one of the things that got overlooked building the build. I usually never do that. I usually have that stuff. But she's all ready to rock. She's got the X Duty rear rustler axles in her, so they're light, they're true, they're cheap, and you can't break them. I've never seen anybody break them. So
I wore one pair out a little bit, and I changed it just because it didn't break.
Well, it is plastic, and after time hitting it, it's gonna stretch it out, But for the most part, that's what I put into my cars because it really
well worth your buck.
Yeah, they're definitely. But this is the Bad Mama Jamma that'll be getting shipped out Monday morning to Florida. So thank you for if you were one of the guys that hung around and watched the show last week. It was a very long show, and this is the fruit of that. I probably have about 3 more hours into it after that show, just because I'm very meticulous and I go back over and I set it. I scale it and I put it on a setup table and this and that, and do a bunch of little things to it. Set all the cambers and stuff like that. But it's going to be well worth the wait to this gentleman. I told him, I said, hey man, this could take. Usually it takes me a couple weeks, but this could take a month and a half, 2 months. I mean, this is and we're really really lucky getting some parts in, and I was able to build this thing for this guy in about 2 weeks. So that's pretty awesome. So I really really like that. Definitely digging the JPH chassis. Now I got actually to see the JPH 2.0 today, which Jake will have in soon. That's when this car will get converted, and we'll take that RCRI off of there. And I'm really really looking forward to. Oh, I didn't even notice that. I'm gonna have to redo the whole front end. Yeah, because the JPH chassis retains the, or maybe. Because the JPH chassis retains the original kick up and the slash, and this is a reverse bulkhead 0 degree setup, and it works good. And maybe I will take the first JPH chassis and mod the front end of the car to bolt onto this. I think that'll be a good idea. Yeah, that'll be cool. I'll do that. So, anybody else got any questions? Like I said, guys, we got some big stuff coming from some companies soon. I know Traxxas has got their car getting ready to drop. Everybody's eagerly awaiting their losi cars coming. I personally, bang for my buck, I think I'll take the losi probably over the DR10. DR10's a great little car, but right off the bat, you gotta replace some gears in the tranny, and you gotta do some of this and that. And this losi car, I think that they kind of sat back and watched, and they went, okay, so metal gears in our tranny. And they watched a little more, and they went, yeah, longer, a little bit longer wheelie bar. And they watched a little bit more, and that, I think that's kind of the thought process they put into the losi car, and I think it's going to really pay off for them. So, the DR10 has just gotten so big. I mean, Associated has just killed it with sales with that thing, and well deserved, because it's a cool little car. It really is. And it's definitely a great foundation for anybody to build anything. I mean, look, even the runner-up at King of the Streets was running a stock DR10. I mean, so they you can't take a DR10 and take it right to the top. So, this just happened to be another gentleman that's been watching my shows for a long time, and he finally decided to get into it, and he's just like, what, just build me one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the guy, Casey, he does some other RC stuff, so the guy's perfectly capable of calling me every 5 minutes and saying, okay, now what, but it's just better to call the butcher sometimes, so that's what Casey did, and this is the slab of meat that the butcher's going to cut him off, and she's really rad, dude. I think this is what I'm going to model that car after when I take it apart to do the JPH chassis, because this car is just going to be dynamite when it's all ready to go. So
Juwan Hunter asked if the wheelie bar was legal. They've
who?
changed the wheelie bar. Juwan Hunter?
I look now when I tap it, it's not showing me anything.
I have to fix it.
Yes, the wheelie bar is legal as far as I know. I know that said the only rule I've ever seen about a wheelie bar is the one I think. Oh God, I don't know if the RC Drag Talk guys, Tyler and them, did that, or if that was a Tim Smith thing or whatever. And I agree with it, because I mean, next thing you know, you're gonna have them 9 feet out the car. You know what I'm saying? But what it is you take the center line of the axles and the center line of the wheelie bar wheels, and that can be no longer than 15 inches. So yes, these are legal. These are as long as you can get being legal. And that's just, that's what you're going to run on a really high hitting horsepower outlaw car. You're going to have a really long bar on it. It's going to help stabilize the car. Yeah, she'll sit like right about there when she's ready to rock. That's just a mean stance, isn't it? I like it. Anyway, yeah, this is still broken here. It was working. I would tap on it and see what people had to say. And then I think I pressed something. That's an Apple phone? Well, that's why.
Just let that clear out of there.
Yeah, there you go. The only car that I have in my stable that still runs on a full-size nprc tire, which is also, it runs on Fennons, which is also a DE tire, is Emma's car. And this is the car, I think Rich is right. Tomorrow I'm going to a place where everybody's no prepping, and no prepping is this car right here, but this car is waiting on my new stuff from R1. So I can't run the Corleone there because that's my prep car. So if I'm just going up to see the guys and just do some casual racing, I'm going to take Emma's car, which is also going to be a heavy hitting car. It's right there, and just spend some time getting that car dialed in. That's a really good point to bring up that I just thought of. If you are into this with your kids and you're trying to get them in it, remember the better you can make the car. If you put a fancy servo in it so it steers perfectly for them, they're going to have more fun. And I said it before, and I say it again. Today's kids are tomorrow's racers. And if we want the sport to go on for another 50 years, and that's what we got to do. That's the way we got to treat it.
Next generation.
So always take your find time to put your cars down and pick your kid's car up and make sure it's going straight, or it's not getting hot, or there's not a bearing going out. Because
if they can't make a full pass, they're not going to have
fun.
If the car isn't,
they're not going to have a lot of fun. And that's kind of what we're doing. Emma's car is freaking heavy. Is a carbon fiber all green extreme chassis by Rocky Carlson. Rocky Carlson donated the chassis to her, which was really nice. It made a nice car. It's got a Fleta from Washington. I don't know, one of the guys up in Washington gave me that to try out, and I did some dyno tests on it. I was like, this isn't for me. And then we put it in here so that we could start her out, and I will say the Fleta's got a lot more than I thought it was from what I saw on the dyno. This car's fast, so I try not to be a cocky guy, but I gotta be cocky for my daughter, Emma Judd. Keep an eye out for her. She's coming. So, I'm really bummed about Oklahoma. But at the same time, man, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get into my new place. So it's gonna be better for this. It's gonna be better for this. It's gonna be better for everything. Yeah, it's gonna be better for this. So yeah. Let's see what else we got. You and your phone. Biggie said I still want that. Biggie, I'll just paint you one. What up with those new R1 capacitors? So the new R1 capacitors will be on the show next week. We'll be going over one of them. We'll be looking at them. Maybe we'll go through installing one of them because I know I've got cars to put
I got a
on.
car that one needs to go in, Dan.
Yeah. Well, that's not how this works, unfortunately. But yes, we will be going over the new R1 capacitors and more products from them in the very near future. So some just amazing stuff. Again, I can't say anything right now, but it's just I can't wait. So, what the new R1 capacitors are is there's the 30 and the 60, and the 30 means 30 grams, and the 60 means 60 grams. And 60 grams is about what a speed control weighs. Mine probably are a little bit heavier due to the fact that I have 9 pounds of stainless steel braided wire on my speed control. So if you set it on, it'll tip over because the wires are so heavy. We will, just even the little one, the little 30 is supposed to be, from the numbers I look at with the Farad ratings and stuff, are supposed to be more powerful than anything I've ever run. And the 60s are going to be 8 times what that one is. So for the guys that have the big capacitor banks, they'll, instead of going through all that hassle, they'll be able to buy one of these and just be done with it. I've always used flash packs, and unfortunately, R1 coming out with the flash pack or the capacitor bank that they have, being a factory driver now for R1, some of my cars I will be using the R1 capacitor banks in. Some cars I won't. I'll still have, like my daughter's car still got a flash pack in it. It's a great pack. I don't need to take it out. Milo makes great products at flash packs. So, but I will be, strictly from now on standing behind the R1 capacitor banks, and we'll be running them and testing them and showing them, maybe cracking one open, or no, we can't do that. But anyway, can't do that.
Or can we?
Or can we? Grab that saw right behind me.
Yeah, already got my hand
I'm really excited to be on with Steve. I really believe in his product. And for him just to give me a key to the castle was just awesome. So it was really awesome. What was really awesome too is I know it might sound silly because they're like, a lot of these guys in drag racing, they don't know off-road and this and that, and they're like, who's that? But a lot of people do, and that was Ryan Mayfield. I got to talk to him. It was only for a couple minutes yesterday live on Billy's show, and it was really awesome. I get to talk to him. This guy I've been following for 15 years, you know what I mean? World champion, multi-world champion. He's a world champion with the 8-scale buggies.
Oh, wow.
Nitro big block buggies. Right. This guy's he gets down with the sickness. So that was really cool. Thank you again, Billy, and John Schultz, and all the rest of the wrecking crew. Everybody who's in this hobby who's nice. I like that. I like nice. With other than that, if there's not any other questions. Do I think they're going to regulate caps? I don't think that there's any need to, as long as there's no voltage stacking and that becomes the norm of tech. I don't see it being a problem. If you want a capacitor pack that's going to weigh your car down, a half a pound because it's this big and it takes half the juice out of your battery, well, that's cool. I don't care, outrage you. So I think that with some of the bigger stuff. I see if Mark Vine, if I may, I see kind of like what Mark Vine did with these big ass cat packs, and the way people looked at them and the controversy and stuff goes back to my big spoilers when I was the only one running big spoilers. Right. My canards, the next, when everybody was using 8-inch bars, they were this long, 8-inch bars, and I went up to 10s. You know what I'm saying? And it's always kind of been like, when you get something that's really outside the box there, everybody's like, wait, look at that, and it's just that's why I love Mark Vine, because he's like, okay, here's the box, and I'm like over here, he's thinking outside the box, and that right there is, ladies and gentlemen, is what breeds innovation. That's what's going to bring us to 80 miles an hour. I wouldn't be surprised in the next, say, 2-3 months, you see the first time slip in the country from Mark Vine at 80 miles an hour. I did it again. Okay, here we go. So that's what I don't think that there's any point to regulate cat packs. Just as long as there's not, the cat packs aren't being used to cheat, you know. So, and there is an absolute, I don't care what anybody says, you know, there's a huge benefit to a cat pack. Yeah. So, what rear tires? I don't want to. Is it Juwan Hunter or Yuan Hunter? I don't know. He says, what rear tires do I run? I run the DE Outlaws. They're a lot shorter than a standard tire. They're a little bit wider. They're tough. They're thick, and they can get really grippy if you treat them right. So that's what I got going on here. Anything you want to add, Rich? Anybody you'd like to say hi to?
No, just Lake County. Be looking for me. And David Land, hope you're ready. Number one spot, I'm taking it, bro.
We just got done before this show running Rich's car out front with the whole new power plant he's got in it. Damn, son!
Number one spot, I'm taking it from you.
Oh, he's calling him out. Wow. Okay, see, I have no part of that. Joe's RC Motorsports, no way, shape, or form affiliated with that. Trademark, copyright, not just use confused, Ricky Bobbing.
Yeah, it's gonna be good time fun. I like hanging out with all those guys.
What time did they start racing up there?
Probably around 10:30 or whatever.
So I'll leave here at 7, get there at 8.
Yeah, we usually get there around 8. Yeah.
What is an hour for me or an hour for you?
It's just over an hour for me, so it'll be a little over that for you, but you're picking me up, so.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put it in the sport mode.
Yeah. Gonna be throwing up over St.
Helena. Turn the traction lock off. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Paul brought this up, guys. There's a huge misconception out there. I think amongst the new guys, and you know, they're building cars, and they're kind of piecing this stuff together with, you know, the stuff they like or whatever. And we've had several people that have contacted us, and we ask them what car and offset wheel they're running, and it's like a narrow car with a narrow offset wheel, and they want to know, when it comes to that measurement, how much wider a shark body will be. Well, shark bodies are wider, and there'll be some gap in there. And what a lot of people don't understand is you can buy wheels that are in different offset. The offset means that when you put the wheel on, where it stops against the hub, how much does this ring right here of the outside of the rim and tire in or out. So, you know, if this finger right here was my A arm and this wheel was bolted onto there right there, and my body was out here, what I could do is I could get an offset wheel that's out here, and now my body's here. So you can really there's so many companies and different wheels and tires on the market that you can buy different offset wheels. Let's see. Unfortunately, everything I own now is, you know, actually I can...
Do you have any buggy stuff? Like the buggy stuff. You see the different offset on the ones that are on the buggy up there.
This is a perfect example. So, we can get this...
Should we finish out the show with a Euro Truck bash?
A Euro Truck bash?
Bash.
Rash? You want some Euro Truck rash? Yeah, we can do that.
We'll put rash all over that thing.
Show them outside real quick.
With that thing.
We got a little track set up. I mean, it's not much, but we keep it clean.
Yeah, we keep it clean. There you go, you guys. We've been beating the hell out of our Euro trucks.
Can't even read this thing. Okay, so Okay, so here's the back of the wheel that I have here. And I'm going to put this across it. And I'm going to go with my caliper. I'm going to put the edge of the caliper and see when I open it how it's got this little guy that pops out. That's giving me it's a depth gauge. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to hit where the wheel hex stops on the inside of the wheel, and I'm going to lock it down. Okay, so that is 1.18. Is that 2? Where's my digital ones? No. Yeah, 118. Okay, so then I'm going to come over here. So what does that mean? That means that where this hex stops in here is really deep in there, which means there's a lot of portion of the tire that's sticking over the car instead of being out towards the body, which means that that's a heavy offset. Now this is a wheel that has a shallow offset. So if I put this on here and oh, look at that. Look at the difference there. See that difference? So this tire is going to stick out towards the body a good ½ inch more. So if this is the body line and my rear wheel with this one is here, I can go with a different offset wheel, and now I got a wheel that's really close to the body to take up that gap. So that's the shakedown on wheel offset. So wheel offset is important. You know, you don't want to be too narrow. You don't want to be too wide. You know, and there's no people might ask, well, what's better, Dan, a wide car or a narrow car? I've seen both be very fast. What I'm talking about is making the aesthetics of your body look good.
Yeah, so you don't have too big of a body on the narrow car.
Yeah, you don't want to have a tire that's right here on the body line, because if any movement in the tire or suspension, it's going to go around the wheel well, and it's going to rub and cut the tire and burn holes. And I got bodies up here that got holes burned up in the quarter panel from where the tires expand, and it sits there and rubs on the body and creates a hole.
There was a question about that too.
So you want to give yourself a little room between the outside body edge and the actual the face of the tire. So Paul's right. The traxxas 2-wheel drive / based vehicles, no matter what kind of chassis, whatever, if you're doing the normal old school recipe of a slash width in the front and a bandit width in the rear, more times than likely you're running a narrow rear end because you have the bandit rear arms, but you have if you use slash rear tires on that, it's going to be really, really narrow. Your drag car is going to be that wide. So with the bandit short arms and short suspension, you'd want to use the slash front offset, which makes the car wider. Okay, so you can do that with the car all by the offsets of the wheels. So that's where you have to really pay attention when you're ordering wheels and looking around for stuff that you want, and ordering a body as well. Yeah, you can put one of the cars out there is the DR10 is known for being narrow. You could buy different offset wheels for it and actually make it a slash width. I mean, you can make the car wider just by the offset. So you can see how deep in here this is. Well, if this hex right here was all the way out here at the end, well, that car is going to be that much wider. It's going to be that much wider. So that is the offset thing for the night. Shall we light them up?
Let's light them up.
Let's light them up, and then we'll cast off for the night. Let's do it. Hold on. I think this is really good. Yeah.
Trying to beat up the competition.
Just trying to beat up the competition. All right. Man, that's a really stepped on servo. You hear that? Bring it, bitch. I guess he's gonna try over. Whoa. Hold on, reset. We gotta reset, dude. Wow, bro. Yeah, the tape's all getting cold now. I knocked these out of the way, dude. Okay. Slower is faster. There we go. Really? Get out of here! Oh. You want to play my fucking... Anything else you want to get out of here? We're done, dude. Let's hold on a minute. Alright, so hey, you know, you can have fun anywhere. And we'll see you guys next week for episode 12. We'll be going through the capacitor banks and talking about some new stuff. Hope I helped somebody tonight with the DE Accelerator wheels. If anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me from Judd's RC Motorsports and Shark RC Bodies and R1 Wurks and DE Tires. Thanks for following us and thanks for watching the videos, guys. Please go over to Funky Monkey Judd and hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks.
Peace out.